is Violet. Hello, hello. This is Violet once again, and we'll be discussing entrepreneurship today. And we all know that being an entrepreneur is not an easy job to do, and we're here today to discuss what makes an entrepreneur, uh, the challenges, and then the nuggets on how to be a successful entrepreneur. So we will be having that discussion today, and we'll be looking at how to be a successful entrepreneur, and also sharing our challenges and everything, and then how were we able to navigate through those issues, those challenges, to be able to keep going and keep growing our businesses. So we're going to be having a guest join us. Her name is Sabrina, and she is the owner and founder of Etni'ks, a home decor company. Why I'm particularly interested in discussing with her today is because she likes to work with handmade products, and she sources a lot of her products from Africa. So we're going to be digging down to know what has kept her going and how she has been, what has made her to be a successful entrepreneur. So I'll be inviting her to join us now, and Sabrina, can you just ask to join so I can give you access to join this live session, because it will be good. Okay, I've sent you an invite. Okay. Okay. Just give me a second and I'll sort that out. Okay, I think I can do that now. A live session. Waiting for you to join. While you're at that, I'll talk about who is an entrepreneur, and what types of entrepreneurs do we have. We have an entrepreneur as someone who has made an investment, taking financial risk and hoping to make profit while making an impact to the society. So being an entrepreneur is tied to also making an impact, to the society. It's not just about you just making money, making profit, counting your numbers, and all that. So it's important to also have positive impacts on your society as you make your money. So Sabrina, are you able to join? You need to use a phone. You cannot join from a computer. So please use your phone and you can join. Thank you. And then we have different levels of entrepreneurs, where we have the small and medium entrepreneurs. You have scalable startups. You have large conglomerates where you have entrepreneurship. That's being an entrepreneur working in a bigger organization. So we also have social entrepreneurs. These are mostly like the NGOs and other organizations that they champion a particular cause and try to um, make an impact and solve some problems in the society. So those are the different kinds of entrepreneurs that we have. So talking about entrepreneurs, when you have decided you want to be an entrepreneur, you're ready to make that investment, take the financial risk, hope to make profit, and then impact your society. You need to also be able to answer these questions. Do you just want to make money? That's a question to ask. Or do you just want to be your own boss? Is that the reason behind you wanting to become an entrepreneur? Or do you want to make money while you're helping the world? So those are three questions that you need to answer. When you've been able to answer this question, then you will know how to run your business, what is going to be of priority to you in setting up this business as an entrepreneur. So, but it's very, very fundamental and important that you answer those questions and be able to focus on what your major interest is as an entrepreneur. Um, so I think Sabrina is still having difficulty joining this live session. Let me see if I can. Okay. So Sabrina, can you try and see if you can join now? I've sent you a second invite. Let me know if you're having any difficulty, okay? So still talking about entrepreneurship, um, if you have been able to answer the questions I raised earlier, let me also repeat those questions again for the benefit of those who just joined, who were not listening earlier. I said to be an entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur is all about making an investment, taking financial risk, hoping to make profit, and then impacting the society along the line. And I also said there are different categories of entrepreneurs. You're talking about the small businesses. You have scalable startups. The scalable startup often have very rapid growth and they get investments. And you have a large conglomerate where you have entrepreneurship. So when you talk about entrepreneurship, it's you being working in an organization and then designing a product and then giving the product its own life. So you're working as entrepreneur in an organization. So so that makes you an entrepreneur, and then um, we also have the social entrepreneur. Social entrepreneurs are those who along the line championing a particular cause, solving a particular societal problem, and most NGOs fall under this category of entrepreneurship. And having said that, I also asked the question that there are 3 to 4 questions you need to answer before you can actually be sure uh, that you are um, an entrepreneur, and then defining what
Hi.
cause you want to champion. Hi, Sabrina. Sorry, it looks like you had some
Yes.
difficulties joining, right?
No, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. So, yeah, so you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Talking about entrepreneurship, and I've been trying to break it down, to tell our audience what's who is an entrepreneur, different categories of entrepreneurs, and also the questions to answer, right? before you become an entrepreneur. So I'm going to run through the questions again before we delve into talk about your experience as an entrepreneur and what the journey has been like. So I said for you to decide on what kind of entrepreneur you want to be, you have to answer the following questions. Do you just want to make money? Or do you just want to be your own boss? Or do you want to make money while helping the world? So those are the three questions that for an aspiring entrepreneur, you need to answer for you to decide on what will be of priority in your journey as you embark on that journey becoming an entrepreneur. So thank you, Sabrina, for joining us. Those are the things, the basic foundations I've already put there. So I would like to now invite our guest to introduce herself. I would like to shed a little bit of light on who our guest is today. Sabrina, as we call her Sab, you know, and she's half French, half Moroccan, and she grew up in Dubai, but she's now based in Spain and in Barcelona. And then she's an interior designer for 11 years. She has a strong passion for all forms of art through painting, crafting, pottery, dancing, as well as textiles. And she's the founder of Etni'ks, a home decor shop with African handmade products. So let's welcome Sabrina to the live show. And also Sabrina, so now we are welcome to Insta Live. So can you tell us about yourself and why do you like working with African prints, African fabrics, and handmade materials? So the floor is open for you to talk.
Thank you so much for this introduction, Violet. I'm very thrilled to be here. Thank you so much for this invitation and to give me the space to interact and to speak about entrepreneurship. I'm very grateful for that. And I think you gave a pretty decent explanation of who I am. Now, why am I interested in Africa and African crafts? As you said, I'm an interior designer, so I love anything to do with textures, materials, colors, anything that brings an atmosphere to a space, a feeling. You give an experience to somebody who uses a space. I've always liked very strong colors. I think this comes from my Moroccan roots. Morocco is a very colorful country. When you look at the food, there's so many different colors. The same with the fabrics that they use in their living rooms. So I've always had this very strong color liking and patterns. And I traveled to a few countries around Africa, and I got to discover the hospitality of Africans in general. Wherever I would step, I would be so welcomed. Everyone was so warm with me. Even people who had nothing, they would just try to give me everything they had, and that really touched my heart. And I also saw a lot of hardships, a lot of poverty, lack of opportunities on the African continent. Even by talking with people from there, locals, everybody had the same rhetoric. They would all tell me that it was very difficult to make a living there. So I thought, okay, what can I do? What do I have at hand? What can I use? And how can I help? With the bit that I have, how can I help? So I started brainstorming when I got back to Spain. And I thought, okay, I like art, I like fabrics, I like anything that is handmade. And I like what is made in Africa. So let me try to bring up this project, which is called Etni'ks, in order to help artisans from the African continent and to develop a home decor shop, which is linked to my passion and my skills in the interior design field. So this is how Etni'ks came into being. And yes, this is a little bit about me and my projects.
That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. So having listened to you, I see someone who is passionate about culture, you know, about the history of the people, and trying. So what really inspires you in the midst of all this? What's your greatest inspiration as it relates to your designs and the products that you create out of these handmade textiles and other things?
I love anything to do with roots and culture, anything that has a very strong culture. And I feel that we don't talk enough or portray enough of the richness of all the cultures that exist on the African continent. There's just so many. When you start diving in, you discover so much. And that has been a very strong point of inspiration for Etni'ks. I really wanted to dive into the roots of the continent, things that are really from the African continent that haven't been altered through history. And especially when it comes to textiles, as we know, like the wax prints, which are the most worldwide known prints, they're not actually of African origin. They have been appropriated through history. But if you look at the rest of the fabrics that were actually being produced on the African continent, they're so beautiful, and they have so much of handmade skills and a lot of hard work that goes into their production. So I really wanted to bring that to light to the world. This was one thing that I wanted to work on through the project of Etni'ks. Another thing that inspired me, I always felt that I was meant for more than working as an employee in a 9-to-6 job. I wanted to create something from my own, explore the creative potential that we all have. And like most of us, I was raised with the belief that I was going to work in a company for the rest of my life. Yet something in me has always wanted to explore, to discover the world, to create art. And there has always been this driving force telling me to try new things that fulfill me. And I also wanted to impact positively as many lives as possible. And so yes, through my travels in Africa, this really helped me gain clarity into the entrepreneurial journey of Etni'ks. Because
interesting.
Just to complement, basically Etni'ks, as I said, it's about helping the artisans across Africa to grow their economy, and while providing valuable handmade products to the consumer world. So it's like I serve as a link between the artisans and the customers around the globe. And I bring service to both. And at the same time, I'm designing items and using the creative potential for my artistic fulfillment. So I feel everybody's happy.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Like I said, I asked 4 questions that every entrepreneur should answer before becoming one. I can run you through the questions again. Do you just want to make money, or do you just want to be your own boss, or do you want to make money while impacting your community? Which of these questions did you answer that is driving your entrepreneurship journey?
For me, it's a bit of the 3, but the strongest one is the third one. I would like to to be of service and to impact as many lives as possible.
Fantastic. That's really great. That's good to hear. We're happy that we have more social impact driven entrepreneurs who are not only just making money but also impacting their communities. That's a very good one, and we appreciate that. So, for you as an entrepreneur, what are some of the essential tips that you would give to someone that's starting their own business, like from your experience and your journey? What advice can you give to an aspiring entrepreneur?
Okay, so I would say the first thing to have is a very strong belief and faith in your vision, because this is going to give you strength to fight against the external disbelief. You know, you can feel inside you when something enlightens you and you believe in that vision. But others, even loved ones, they're not necessarily going to understand your vision. And we can easily give up because of that external circle influencing us. So for me, the first point would be this: to have a very strong belief in yourself and in your project, in your vision. That will help you know what needs to be done to fill the gap between your present and your future. Like if you define the project and the objectives that you want to achieve, then you get clarity, because you know where you want to get and you know where you're at. So now it's all about filling up the gap in between and breaking it down. So clarity of vision. And then another point would be to hold an agenda and to stick to it if you want to see progress. Even when you have procrastination kicking in, you have to just get up and do what needs to be done. We can easily break the routine. Procrastination is there all the time. And you need to work your mind muscle to really stick to the plan. That's how you're going to see progress. And another point would be to have focus. The best is to solely focus on one project. And I speak out of experience. I have a job, a 9-to-6 job. I have my entrepreneurial project. In fact, I had several at some point. I'm also studying and also going to the gym and doing all the other things. And I can tell that when you multitask, your energy gets dispersed and you don't progress as much as you would want to. So if you have the opportunity to start a project and to solely focus on that one project, that's the best you can do. And another point would be to take massive action. And another point would be to break paradigms that you may have that are stopping you from going to the next level. So you need to know yourself. You need to see what are your limits and then work on those limits. And one last point I would say would be to surround yourself with a peer group. It's so important to have a circle of people who are motivating you, either because they already have the results that you're looking for, so they inspire you and they teach you, or they are people who are just simply motivational, and that drives you to keep going.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Very wonderful nuggets. The truth is entrepreneurship is never an easy journey. Therefore, if you decide to be one, you have to be equipped to face the challenges and the ups and downs that will come along the line. But the most important thing is your vision, keeping your vision, working towards that vision, and at the end of the day, if you're resilient enough, you definitely will get results. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for these wonderful nuggets that you've given us today. Having said that, we will also like to ask you, how do you maintain a positive mindset when dealing with setbacks and failures in your entrepreneurial journey? Because like I said, it's not a straight line graph. It's a journey that is filled with ups and downs. So how do you maintain a positive mindset when dealing with setbacks and failures in your journey as an entrepreneur?
Okay, interesting question. So actually, in the entrepreneurship world, or in life in general, if you stop at setbacks and at fears, you will never achieve anything. So whenever there's a setback, you just have to extract the lessons and do better and just keep going, and to just give thanks to those experiences, because they are simply compounding to your growth in your development. So just be grateful about these setbacks. They are learning curves. And I'm sure nobody likes to be stuck in a vicious circle of negative emotions. So you have to take the decision to snap out of them and to feel good, because you can. You have that power. At the end of the day, we have this in our hand. We decide how we want to feel. And yeah, I think these are the points I would give to maintain a positive mindset.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, as an entrepreneur, you must have a positive mindset. You must have the resilient spirit. And again, you must see challenges as a stepping stone to something greater. Like personally myself, I am this very self-driven person. And one thing is, I see challenges as an opportunity to move to the next step, or opportunity to discover something that I may not have paid attention to that will come in handy in my growth as an entrepreneur. So thank you so much, Sabrina, because like I said, and I'll keep saying, entrepreneurship is not a tea party. It's something that it has to come from within. You have to be someone who is passionate about what you're doing. And saying that is passion and talent is not enough to run a successful business. It can take you in the earlier days of your business, but as an entrepreneur, you must equip yourself with information and knowledge of the trends, both locally, internationally, and you must know your numbers. You have to understand what your numbers are telling you to be able to maintain a very positive cash flow. Like they say, the cash flow is the blood of the business. So it's also important that if you're an entrepreneur, you must learn to look at your numbers and understand what your numbers are telling you, and also equip yourself with information about global trends, about local trends, about the fiscal and monetary policy in your environment. How are these things going to be affecting your business? So I just wanted to drop that along with what Sabrina had just told us. Sabrina, I would also like to come back to you to ask, what strategies do you use to stay motivated and continue innovating within your industry? Because we all know that the interior decor business is not an easy one, and there's a lot of competition out there. So what are your strategic moves that you put in place to keep being motivated and to keep innovating and, you know, churning out new ideas and new designs?
So the first things, when it comes to my field specifically, the first thing I turn to is social media and Pinterest, because there's a lot of imagery there that can really inspire me and give me ideas to come up with designs and products. But this is really specific to my field. But there is something that any entrepreneur, I feel, should do, and any project, it's born from us, and it grows when we grow. So I would say to read books, lots of books about all the different topics that you need in the specific moment to grow a skill, to listen to podcasts, to go to seminars, to really connect with that kind of information that can inspire you and push you to the next level. Last 2 weeks, I was at Tony Robbins in Birmingham, and it was just incredible. And this is thanks again to my peer group, because my peer group has inspired me and motivated me to go and assist to an event that I thought I did not have access to. I thought it was just impossible. But the fact that I was connected to these persons, and these persons made me see that there was the possibility for me to attend such an event, they have expanded my mind. So there's also the importance of being surrounded with the right circle of people, because these people are going to also bring you to the next level. They are going to make you take certain steps and decisions that are going to help you in your growth process. And another thing I would say is to travel. When you have the opportunity to travel, discover cultures, it's about experiencing life, experiencing new things. You discover new things, and this is also a source of inspiration.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Sabrina. Oh, we've learned so much, from your experience and journey. Yeah, you're very right. We cannot overemphasize the importance of having a support system as an entrepreneur. Apart from your immediate family, you need to have a support system of people who can motivate you, who have been through what you're going through. And we cannot also overemphasize the importance of mentorship. It's important to have a mentor in your growth journey as an entrepreneur, because your mentor will help you avoid the mistakes that they have made in their own journey and make your own journey and results even faster. So we must never overlook the importance of having a mentor in our journey as entrepreneurs, and again, a support system of people who are in similar businesses or who are generally entrepreneurs at different levels of their business. As she has just said, being in that community opened the door for her that she never imagined she could access. So that's the way it works. When you're in that community, it gives you access to information, to opportunities and all that, things you never thought that you could access. It's very, very important to have mentors, to have a support system, and also to educate yourself. Like I mentioned earlier, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to be an informed entrepreneur, both in your field of business and then the economic realities of your environment and the world at large. So when you equip yourself with all this, definitely you will be a successful entrepreneur. So like I mentioned, having the passion and the talent is not enough to make you a successful entrepreneur. It can help at the beginning, but as your business grows, you need to begin to put structures. You need to also educate yourself, understand your numbers, monitor your cash flow, and then innovate and keep innovating. That if without innovation, your business will die. We can see the impact that the COVID-19 had on businesses worldwide. The business landscape has changed totally since the COVID-19 pandemic. Therefore, that's why it's important that as an entrepreneur, you must continue to innovate, and then from time to time, do a risk assessment of your business so you can have a contingency plan for scenarios. They may not have happened, but you're already equipped when you have a risk management system. Thank you so much, Sabrina. And what will be the last nugget you'd like to give to the people listening to you? One or two nuggets that they can take away to say, yes, I learned this from joining the Insta Live with Sabrina and Violet Uju.
To me, the key key points out of this talk would be to have a vision, a strong vision, to really believe in it and have faith in it, so that when setbacks come and when there is disbelief around you, you're still standing strong and you're still pushing forward. Have clarity of your vision, have a discipline and consistency, hold an agenda, stay focused, take massive action, work on yourself so that you can improve as a person. And when you improve as a person and you expand your knowledge, your business is also going to take a new face. Break those paradigms that you may have, extract the lessons that come your way, use them to your advantage, and just surround yourself with the right environment so that you can keep pushing, keep growing, and to stay motivated and to reach success.
Thank you
Thanks to you
so much, Sabrina. We've learned so, and I believe we're going to be better entrepreneurs, having listened to you and taking the nuggets away that will help us to take informed decisions and be proactive in the things that we do. My last word here will be, aside from having your vision and deciding what you want to do, it is important that you as an entrepreneur run an ethical business. It's important that you keep your objectives into one or two of the SDG goals, so that as an entrepreneur, while doing your little business in your little corner, you're helping in the global growth and sustainability by keying into either 1, 2, or 3 of the 17 SDG goals. It's very important that we emphasize that, and also you should run an ethical business no matter what your environment is saying. Take the decision that you will do things right, and you will always do things for the common good, not just about your profitability or your numbers. Those are my own last nuggets, and I'm very happy to be speaking with you all and talking about our experience and the journey of entrepreneurship. We would like to encourage more people to become entrepreneurs or intrapreneurs. Even if you're working a 9 to 5, you can be an intrapreneur in the organization that you work by bringing new ideas to the business, to the company that you're working in, taking ownership of those ideas and running with it. And also, if you're going to be on your own, then decide to do things in an ethical manner, key into the SDG goals, have a very clear-cut vision, and then outline steps, the short term, the medium term, the long-term plan. It's important that you have a plan and a vision in place. So from time to time, you're able to check your success rate and know if you're moving at the pace you want to, or something is hindering you. Do a self-reassessment every year or every 6 months to see if you're in alignment with the vision and the goal that you have set for yourself. Thank you all for joining. I am Violet Abdulkadri, the CEO, Timetel Nigeria Limited, the owner of Afrikoncept, Afrocentric fashion brand, an ethical and sustainable fashion brand. And we're having this live Insta discussions with different people because we want to share our knowledge. We want people to grow with us, and we want to have a community of informed people. So thank you for joining, and we'll be having our next session sometime soon. And thank you, Sabrina, for making time out of your very busy schedule to share your knowledge, your experience, and your journey. I believe we've all learned a lot from all that you said today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to you, Violet. Thank you.
And thank you, our audience, for joining. I believe you've learned one thing or the other. If you're amongst the audience and you want to join to just say hi or something, please ask to join so I can bring you in before we close. I'll give you a minute to do that. So I'm waiting. If you're among the audience and you feel you want to come on, you want to come live to say something, ask questions, add a nugget, or tell us what you've learned, please ask to join. I will give you permission to come live and say what you have to say. We're waiting. So, anyone wants to come on? Okay, it looks like our audience don't want to join live, but it's fine. We are happy, and I believe we've all learned something great from this conversation. Thank you all. Thank you, Sabrina, for coming, and thank you. We've all come to the end of this discussion, and keep your notification on so you will know when our next